The core objective of any marketing communication is to drive sales. But in the digital space, the way to attain a sale is not being salesy. You have to constantly engaging with your audience, making them care for you and make them fall in love with you. In this video, I'm going to share with you my personal 4 tips on how you can position yourself in the digital space for your business growth. First things first, before you jump into the digital space to grow your business and make a sales, you need to understand who your target audience is and where do they usually hang out. For example, if your target audience is a marketing business person for a company or a small business owner, they may be hanging out most of the time on LinkedIn. So it's very crucial for you to understand who your target audience is so that you can put your efforts on those social media platforms. To be honest, when I first started running my business, I've always been behind the logo of my brand, which is Picture Pics Productions, until one day a good friend of mine encouraged me to be the face of my brand so that people can relate to me. And that was back in 2016. So what did I do to position myself in the digital space and be the face of my brand? These are the 4 tips that I'm going to share with you so that you can implement to your business right away. Tip number 1, know your audience. As mentioned earlier, you need to understand who your target audience is and where do they usually hang out. For a start, you can actually create a persona for your target audience. You can use a free persona generator like HubSpot to create one. For example, my target audience is a marketing executive person for a company. Let's just name her Sally. So I want to connect with Sally so that I can create corporate videos for her company. And I found out that Sally always hangs out on LinkedIn. So what I did was I go on LinkedIn, create an account and started to connect with marketing executives in companies that I want to work with. For every connection I made, I always accompanied with a small note thanking them in advance for the connection so that I can expand my LinkedIn network. So every week I set a target for myself by adding 50 new connections. That's about 10 connections a day, assuming that I log on LinkedIn for 5 days in a week. Tip number 2, create content based on your niche. So once you have connected your audience on LinkedIn, you have to create content for them. Don't create content for the masses. You should focus on your niche so that your audience can get the maximum value from your content. When you engage people on a deeper level, the results will be tremendous. Communicate through content that triggers strong emotions. Why will she care about your content? Think about it. Content that evokes emotions such as happiness or inspiration are likely to do better. Useful content that is unique also gets good engagement. My experience on creating content, whether it's a short post or a long article on LinkedIn, landed me on gigs for companies like Alibaba Cloud, Singapore Airlines, Hungry Go-Ware, and many more. Tip number 3, use micro content. By micro content, I mean develop streams of communication. Create various forms of content under each stream. Each stream should follow a particular theme. Use different forms of content for different channels. Videos are amazing. Use as often as you can. Tailor your content to suit the particular platform where you share. I started my YouTube channel in 2020, just right before we went into lockdown. YouTube was new and strange for me at that point of time, so I took time to understand about the YouTube world and also what kind of content I should be creating. I wanted to create a YouTube channel about traveling and fitness, but that doesn't give me joy. It was just my passion. So remember my tip number 2, create content based on your niche. So I did just that. I continue creating content based on my niche but in video format. If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel and want to know how, be sure to watch this video, and in this video also I share my top 3 mistakes that you can learn from. So back to my story, when I first created my YouTube channel in 2020, and in the same year itself, I landed on training gigs because of my YouTube videos. YouTube gives me the opportunity to teach small business owners on the power of videos and also teach them how they can skyrocket their business through videos and also YouTube. I have an upcoming YouTube mentoring program. You can check out the link in the description below. Tip number 4, build more client reviews. According to a stat from HubSpot, 73% of clients will trust business more and 57% of clients will visit a company's website after reading reviews. So don't feel intimidated by your clients because all you need to do is ask. Your clients are more than happy to give you a review about your product or your services. Since I am on LinkedIn, I will get my clients to share their review on my LinkedIn profile. I also get some of my clients to share their review on video as well. Ultimately, building more client reviews can help you stand out in the digital space. So there you have it, my 4 personal tips on how you can position yourself in the digital space. You need to understand that people are spending more time online and also on social media than ever before. And this trend will continue. Positioning in the digital space is a marathon, and as a brand owner, you should treat it likewise. It is a beautiful channel to build your brand awareness and also communicate with your audience regularly. Check out this video if you want to know the tips on how to create your first video. See you next week on my YouTube live where I answer all your video related questions. Drop your questions in the comments below.